Welcome back to the Arkansas A&M Black Bears Dynasty on NCAA Football 14, guys, aka College Football Revamped. We are in our bye week. It's our second one of the season, and we're coming off of a tough win. 45-43 over A-State. We had a 20-point lead in the second half and choked it away, giving up 22 points in the fourth quarter, but we held on. Thankfully, their tight end dropped a pass in the 2-point conversion pass in the end zone, or else we'd be in overtime. We'd have went to overtime, but we got the dub. But in today's video, it's all about recruiting. We're going to look at the recruiting class, the guys who have already committed, the players that are left on the board, and we're going to take a look at your players, your creative players, and see how they're doing this season. So we're on the recruiting trail, guys, and we have already gained 9 commits this season. I think this might be one of our best recruiting classes that we've had in a while. A lot of these guys are going to get an opportunity to play early. A lot of these guys are going to be able to grow in the program. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's kick things off at punter. We're losing our punter this year, Williamson, strong leg. And we needed somebody who could come in and step in and play ASAP. This is Ryan Barnes from North Carolina, 6'2", 196, 3-star prospect. He is the number 5 punter in this class, and this dude has a booming leg. 84 kick power. The accuracy is pretty solid. Again, we don't punt that much, but when we do, we need somebody who's going to be able to drive the ball downfield and at least get it inside the 20 on every kick. And I think Barnes could be that guy for us. Then we go to the defense side of the ball. Ryan Alston, the big defensive end from Landon, Ohio, 6'4", 247, a 4-star prospect, the number 5 DN in this class. We are losing a couple guys this year, and I think Ryan could be a solid guy for us. The speed isn't that great, but I'm impressed with the block shedding traits. 80 power move, 84 finesse, 80 block shedding, great tackle. And the thing that I'm really excited about is the play rec. He has 80 play rec as a true freshman next season. Again, you know how we do our defensive line. It's all about rotation. So I think between him, Caleb Walker, and there's another guy. There's a couple other guys on the roster now. We should have a nice rotation at defensive end going into next season. One of our biggest concerns this year was the backup quarterback position. Behind Gabe Perez, none of the guys are ready. None of them are ready. Tony Mitchell is a project quarterback. So we had to go out and find somebody that, in case Gabe decides to declare early, that can maybe step in and could step in and take over this offense. Meet Ryan Douglas, 6'4", 212-pound quarterback from Lyndhurst, New Jersey. The number 3 QB in this class. And this dude has an arm. It reminds me a lot of Gabe when he first came on campus. 89 throw power, 82 accuracy. He can get outside the pocket if need be. He's not going to kill you with his speed, but the throw power is there, and that's important. We like to drive the ball downfield, and we need somebody who's going to be able to throw the deep ball. This kid has that arm. But we did get another quarterback. We'll take a look at him here in a few minutes. Trying to shore up this defense is a priority. I think last week against A-State, as you saw, we got exposed a lot in the run game and in the passing game, keeping that quarterback inside the pocket. We got exposed. So we pick up two outside linebackers. First up is Kevin Manson from right here in Arkansas, the number 8 outside linebacker, 6'2", 210, 4-star prospect. I honestly think he's more of an inside linebacker type. The speed is solid. The acceleration is really great. But it's his tackling ability. 83 tackle, 80 hit power. He can get off of blocks. He just can't cover. Honestly, I think you could either move Manson inside at middle linebacker or convert him to a defensive end. Put about 30, 40 pounds on him and allow him to rush the passer. With that 76 speed and the block shedding traits, he could make for a really good defensive end in the future. And then we also picked up James Holmes from Iowa, 6'1", 222, 3-star prospect, the number 21 outside linebacker in this class, and he's more of the same. 76 speed, 87 acceleration, great tackling ability, great hit power, great play rec, and he can get off of blocks as well. Again, these guys could fit that mold of defensive end for us. Or when we switch to our 3-4 defense that we do sometimes, they could play outside linebacker for us in that package. Back to the offensive side of the ball we go. Coach Thomas is doing a great job at recruiting offensive linemen. This is Ron Campbell, the number 11 tackle from Clarksburg, West Virginia, 6'4", 325 pounds, 4-star prospect. He is a right tackle. Great strength as an incoming freshman, solid, great acceleration. He has a elite run block trait. I wish his impact block was a little bit better and his pass block. But again, we have some guys that are in front of him going into next season. He can take a red shirt and grow and come back as a redshirt freshman and get some playing time. But we're excited to have this kid on campus. I think he's going to be a mauler on the right side of the offensive line. Like I mentioned, we did pick up another quarterback, and this one is a big get. This is Franklin Chance from Lexington, North Carolina, the number 1 QB in this class, 5-star prospect, 6 foot, 209 pounds. Now, he is a lot shorter than what I like my QBs to be, but this kid is an athlete. He gives off Mike Vick vibes, yo. 85 speed, 86 agility, 87 acceleration. The throw power is not really there, but he is pinpoint accurate. His accuracy is elite. As a matter of fact, in the Elite 11, this kid showed out. The only concern is his carrying. He has been known to fumble the ball. If he gets playing time early, he's going to have to learn how to slide. He's going to learn how to step out of bounds. Because his first thought is to either A, truck a player, or B, juke him out their shoes. I'm concerned about the carrying. We're going to have to work on his sliding for sure. And here are the two newest additions to the class. This is Brad Wilson from Utah, 5'11", 185, a 4-star athlete, the number 27 athlete in this class. He is a Swiss Army knife, guys. 90 speed, 86 agility, 91 acceleration. Great man coverage, great zone coverage, great press. He can catch, great route running, great release. He can either play corner or wide receiver for us. It's just depending on where the need is at going into next season. Honestly, I could see him playing more of a corner role for us because we're going to be stacked at wide receiver. Why, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. We just picked up the number 1 wide receiver in this class, Albert Flowers from Benton, Arkansas, 6 foot, 189, 5-star prospect, and this kid gives off Trey Morgan vibes. 89 speed, the agility's not that great, solid acceleration, but look at the catching. Look at the route running, the catch in traffic, the release, the spec catch. We have found another gem. Trey Morgan 2.0. That's what we're going to call him. I'm excited to get this kid on campus. It's going to be interesting, man. We're losing a lot at wide receiver this year. I think it's 4 seniors. So it's going to be interesting to see how much playing time Flowers can actually get behind this group that is already on campus. So we go to the top of the board, and we've got some battles on our hands. First up is C.J. Bailey, the defensive end from Aliquippa, PA. 6'1", 262, 4-star prospect, the number 8 DN in this class. Right now we are trailing behind Penn State by almost 1,300 points. I'm not giving up on him. I'm not. I think this kid is going to be a force. 84 speed, 87 acceleration, solid strength. The finesse move is elite. The block shedding is solid. Great tackler, great hit power, great pursuit. This dude is a pass rush specialist, and we need a guy like this on our squad. I think he can be kind of what Kyle Butler was for this defense. I think he could be a menace like Kyle Butler. That's why I'm not giving up. I think we can persuade him to come. He's got a visit coming in a few weeks, but he goes to Penn State first. So we got to make sure we stay on top of him. We got to make sure we're texting and calling him, sending him emails. We've got to get this kid on campus. Another wide receiver on our board is Kyle Holloway from North Carolina, 5'11", 202, 4-star prospect, number 17 in this class. And as you can see, his list of teams is crazy. LSU, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Bama, but we are starting to pull away. And this kid, again, we're going after speed, man. 93 speed, 89 acceleration, great route running, great spec catch, and get off of the jam. Great carrying. He can break tackles. My concern is the catching, only a 73, but we can work on that. He's got great catch in traffic. Just another weapon for this offense. Doesn't matter who the quarterback's going to be. They just got to get the ball to these playmakers. To the defense side of the ball we go. This is Donnell Swan from Burnsville, Minnesota, 5'9", 176, the number 2 strong safety in this class. And it's a dogfight right now, man. We're in the lead, but Florida and Minnesota are still hanging around. Again, this guy reminds me a lot of Bob Sanders. Not the fastest, great tackler, which his hit power is a little bit stronger. He's a solid zone coverage guy, but look at the press, guys. 97 press for a guy that's 5'9". I'm not going to line him up against tight ends, but I feel like in zone coverage, he can match up with a wide receiver or a running back in the slot. This kid is going to be something special. I envision us getting him and then putting a red shirt on him because I think Nick Ginn should be back for his senior year. We've got a couple athletes on our board still. We'll kick things off with B.J. Holland from Bethel, Alaska. 6 foot, 194, the 4-star prospect, the number 21 athlete in this class, 93 speed, 84 acceleration. He's got 85 zone coverage, 81 man, 81 press. He can catch as well, 74 catching, solid catch in traffic, solid spec catch, solid release. The route running is good. He can also carry the rock. His elusiveness isn't that great. He can break tackles pretty well, and he's a quarterback. So this kid is a Swiss Army knife. I envision him more as a free safety, maybe even a slot receiver, kind of. I wish his agility and his acceleration were a little bit better. He's got 85 jumping as well. I can see him playing free safety for us, kind of what like Dustin Carey is right now. And then there's Brandon Bain, 6'2", 225, 4-star prospect from Cliffside Park, New Jersey. He's the number 32 athlete in this class. Right now, we're trailing on him. We're behind Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Bama, and Notre Dame, but it's still early in his recruiting process. And this guy, another one of those Swiss Army knives that Coach Thomas likes. 91 speed, 91 agility, 97 acceleration. He's got some solid coverage ability. He reminds me a lot of what Will Mosby was when he came on campus. Will actually had better tackling and better coverage ability, but he could play. This kid could play running back or safety for us. I envision him playing more on the offensive side of the ball at the running back spot. But again, with these two guys, Holland and Bain, it just depends on where the need is going into next season. And then there's Jesse Henry from Florida, Vero Beach, South Florida. 6'2", 250, 3-star prospect, the number 67 DN in this class. And this guy is a pass rush specialist. He's more of a power pass rusher at that. 77 speed, 84 acceleration, 75 strength, and he's going to move an offensive lineman. 78 power move. The block shedding is there. He's a solid tackler, solid hit power, solid play rec. Again, we're trying to build this defensive line back up. We're losing a lot going into the next season, and we need guys that could come in and get after the quarterback, and I think Jesse can be that guy for us. So we are sitting with the nation's number 1 recruiting class as of today. We've got 2 5-stars, 5 4-stars, and 2 3-stars, 9 prospects in all, with 7 still on the board. You know, I think there are probably 3 or 4 guys that we need to kind of like lock in on and say these are must-get guys. I think CJ Bailey, the defensive end, is definitely one of them. We need some speed on the outside. Holloway is going to be a great wide receiver if we can pull him. And I think one of the athletes would be a great get for us as well. Looking at the rest of the country, Notre Dame has now moved into the number 2 spot with 10 recruits. Then you got Nebraska, Purdue in at 4. Washington State is 5. Mississippi State is 6. Bama creeps back into the top 10. They're at 7. Penn State is 8. Syracuse is 9. And then Georgia rounds out your top 10. Let's look at some other schools. Michigan in at 18. There's Texas. They're 21 now. 3 4-star prospects. There's LSU, they're 23. Sheesh, look at Ohio State just falling down the ranks. They're 42nd right now. Clemson is 47. They were a 6-star school just 2 seasons ago. Now they're at 4 stars, 3-3 on the season. Wow. And there's Oklahoma. They're 61st with 4 prospects. So it's time to take a look at your guys' creative players, see how they're doing this season. We're going to kick things off with Johnny McNair, the big QB out at Colorado, 6'3", 232, redshirt junior. And he's off to a slow start this year, man. Compared to last season, 1,158 yards, 5 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. He's only averaging 193 yards through 193 yards a game. He's only completing 51% of his balls as well. So we head up to the Northeast to Syracuse and check on Jacob Kerr, the running back from right here in Conway. He's got 60 carries on the year for 342 yards and a touchdown. His backfield mate is Mikey Benjamin Jr., 30 carries for 201 and a score. I think these two next year will be the 1-2 punch that Syracuse needs at running back. Bennett at quarterback, he's a runner too, 104 yards on the ground. Yeah, that's interesting. I think Kerr and Benjamin next year should be a lot better and get a lot more playing time with Tolbert graduating. So down at UAB, there's Osiris Richmond IV, the big senior running back, and he's having a great year so far. 142 carries for 777 yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. He's trying to make a push to get into the NFL next season. At 6'4", 235, he should be a good player. Taking a look at our next opponent, they've got 2 wide receivers that we're going to have to be concerned about. Kenyon Kelly is up first, the senior from Austin, Texas, 25 grabs, 332 and a touchdown. And then you've got Zion Rose, the other senior wideout, 9 grabs for 136 and a score. The way our pass defense has been setting up, man, we might be in trouble against this core. At Maryland, there's a senior left tackle by the name of Larry Little, 6'8", 344. He's only got 1 pancake this season. I think he's been hurt. But look at his sophomore and junior years, though. A lot of pancakes. He didn't give up 1 sack last season, man. So this could be one of those guys that goes into the pros next year and could make some noise. At Louisville, there's Blaine Atchley, the senior, 6'4", or the junior, redshirt junior, 6'4", 302. 15 pancakes already on the season, but he has given up 7 sacks. That's 11 for his career at Louisville. He should be back for his senior campaign, and hopefully he can work on that pass blocking. At Missouri, there is Ozzie Zuniga. He's got 15 tackles on the year and a half a sack with an interception. The senior corner hasn't really seen too much playing time through his career, man, which is not ideal, man. I wish he would have got a lot more playing time because this kid is pretty good. Great speed, has great coverage ability, man. Hopefully he can put on a show for the next couple games and can find a way to get into the scouting combine and make it into the draft. At Oregon, there's Nick California in his redshirt junior season, 26 tackles, 2 TFLs, and he has an interception. The strong safety has had a solid career so far, man. A lot of tackles, not that many interceptions. He actually got his first interception of his career this year. He has 9 breakups. Hopefully he comes back for his senior year and can get these stats up. At UCF, there's Ed Lord at middle linebacker, 24 tackles on the year. No sacks, no TFLs, no interceptions. I think this guy's been like a tackling machine most of his career. He's got 60 total tackles so far through 3 seasons, 66 assisted tackles. So what's that? 122 tackles altogether, a sack and a half, couple and 10 pass breakups. He's splitting time with the senior linebacker right now. If he returns for his senior year, he should get that captaincy. We saw this guy a couple weeks ago, man, and he is such a dynamic player. This is Smoke Willis at TCU, having a solid year this year, 15 tackles. He's got a TFL, 3 interceptions, and one of which was against Gabe Perez that led to a pick 6. They have already touted this man as the best free safety coming out of this class. Look for him to be a first-round pick. So the Razorbacks have 2 players on their squad, led by Samuel Brewer at quarterback, 1,977 yards on the year, 16 touchdowns. His average yards per game has gone up all 3 years he's been a starter. He's averaging 247 this year. He's completed almost 64% of his balls. This kid could be a first-round type quarterback if he decides to come back for his senior season. And then at tight end is Clayton Morrison. He's second on the team right now, 36 grabs for 423 and 3 scores. Big body tight end, 6'7", 270. Here's a name you need to keep an eye on next season. Shad DeFore from New Mexico. This kid is making some noise in the Mountain West. He's 6'4", 205, plays free safety. He's got 16 tackles on the year, 1 TFL. He's got 2 picks. But this kid is a playmaker. Watch out for him, man. Great speed. The zone coverage is there. He's got great hit power. He could be one of those guys that sneaks in and has an All-American type season if he decides to come back for his senior campaign. Also at UAB is Thaddeus Mitchell, the wide receiver. He's a redshirt junior. This year, 12 catches, 227, no touchdowns. Through his career, he's got 37 grabs for 555 and 3 scores. Out in Mississippi, there's Nolan Robinson at middle linebacker, 6'2", 219. He's got 26 tackles on the year, a sack, 4 TFLs, and an interception. Solid stats so far through 3 seasons with Southern Miss. 3.5 sacks, 1 pick, 10 breakups, and a forced fumble this season. Down in Florida, we've got Quentin Morris, the quarterback, 6', 218, redshirt junior season. He's thrown for almost 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's got 3 interceptions this year. Solid numbers so far. Compared to his first 2 seasons, they look like they're a little bit down. His freshman year, he threw 20 interceptions, fixed that his sophomore year, had 8 picks last year, 3 this year. The passing yards are back up. He's got 181 yards per game, and his percentage is the best so far in his career at 53%. Out in Cali, you've got Michael Ballesteri. I think I said that. Ballesteri? Yeah. 34 tackles on the year, 7 TFLs, 2 sacks, no interceptions. He's got 3 deflections. This kid is just a playmaker, man. At 6', 239. His numbers are just getting better and better each season. He's at almost 100 total. He's over 100 total tackles for his career, almost 8 sacks. Again, this is one of those guys that should come back for their senior year, but if he didn't, he might be like a late round pick, maybe a 3rd, 4th round pick. Also down in Florida, you have middle linebacker Samuel Brooks from Fayetteville, Arkansas. We just missed out on him. 23 tackles on his season, 1 TFL, no picks. He's got 1 fumble recovery. Again, he's a redshirt sophomore, so he still has a couple more years on campus. But, man, this dude is a tackling machine. I think once it's all said and done, this dude can be a first-round pick. Honestly, look at the speed, the acceleration, great tackling. He's got great play rec, gets off of blocks, solid zone coverage, and he's got hit power. He's got first-round talent written all over. So in Gainesville, we've got Shaq Rabb, the big defensive end, 6'3", 274. This is his first season playing with Florida after transferring, and he has 3 tackles on the season. We'll see this guy in a couple weeks. This is Mark Enzo, the power back from Texas. 98 carries, 803 yards, 8 touchdowns. He has an 80-yard run this season. He's averaging 8.1 yards a carry. This is his 2nd year starting, and he's going to shatter what he did last year. Last season, 1,131 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's already on pace to break that. This kid is going to be a problem, and we see them in 2 weeks. Pitt has a wide receiver, Ryan Quigg, 6'2", 213. He's from Pennsylvania, and he's a redshirt sophomore. He has 1 catch for -3 yards this season. In total, 5 catches for 112 this year. Again, I think he's just playing behind a lot of seniors maybe, and that's why he's not getting as many touches. Actually, that's rushing. I'm sorry. Here we go. 5 for 112. I think, again, he's got a junior, there's a senior, a sophomore tight end, and another senior. So next season, He should be a starter and should see a lot more balls coming his way. Pause. Down in the ATL, Jordan Macklin at Georgia State, 15 grabs, 213, 2 scores this year. Again, I think he's playing behind 2 senior wide receivers. The 6'1", 191-pound wideout for his career, 39 grabs, 461, 5 scores with a long of 47. This year, man, look at his average per game. That's great. That is great to see. Almost 43 yards per game compared to 20 yards last season. The yards after the catch are going up as well. 3 drops. Jordan, you got to work on that. But again, he should be a starter going into next season. Here's another tight end to keep your eye on. Jack Batter from Coconut Creek, Florida, 6'5", 258. 25 grabs on the season, 242 and a touchdown. And for his career, 79 grabs, 833 and 4 scores. Numbers are down a little bit this year. The yards per game are about the same, but he's been a 3-year starter. He's gotten playing time all 3 years. If he comes back for his senior year, he should get a lot more touches. So we head back out to Oregon State and meet Charlie Zeller, the outside linebacker, 5'11", 254. He leads the team in tackles with 56. He's got 3.5 sacks, 11 TFLs, no interceptions, 5 deflections. Seems like a solid outside linebacker. Again, just putting up crazy amount of numbers, and it's only his redshirt sophomore season. And the Wolverines have a player in Zach Swartz, the junior strong safety, 6'1", 227. He's got 25 tackles on the year, 3 TFLs. No sacks, no interceptions. He's broken up 2 passes. And that's about it. What's he been doing all his career? Numbers about the same. He had 2 interceptions last year, his sophomore year. So, again, this is one of those guys who should be back for their senior campaigns and might be able to sneak in and make some noise to get a combine invite. At Kansas, they've got a big back, Marvin Hums, 6'3", 222. This year, 106 carries, 530, and 8 scores. Through his career, this is his best season so far. He's got 605 yards on his career, 8 touchdowns all this season. He's got 1 rush over 20 yards, and he's fumbled twice in his career. Can he come out the backfield? He does. Wow, 17 grabs for 182 with a long of 36. We'll see them at the end of the season. Here's another quarterback, Adam Prince at Bowling Green, 6'4", 212. The redshirt junior, thrown for 1205, 8 touchdowns with 8 picks, but he is more of an athlete. This dude can get outside the pocket, 197 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Through his career last season, he threw for almost 2,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 13 picks. He looks like he's on track to do that again this year. And then on the ground last year, 436 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is definitely more of an athlete than he is a accurate quarterback. 87 speed, 87 acceleration, 84 agility. Strong arm, but not that accurate. Back down to the Lone Star State we go. Josh Cooper, the big defensive tackle with A&M, 6'3", 290. He's got 19 tackles on the year. 3 TFLs, a half a sack. He actually broke up a pass. I see you, big fella. He's got 1 forced fumble. Been a solid player so far for West Virginia. He's injured right now. Hopefully he can bounce back in time to make it for the rest of his junior year. But this is the most playing time he's gotten in his career, and he can only go up from here. He is a strong kid, yo. Solid speed at D tackle, 85 strength, great power move. The block shedding needs a little work still, but he's got great hip power in pursuit. Out in Ohio at Toledo is TJ Mercati, the sophomore corner, 15 tackles on the year. He's got 1 TFL, 1 pick for 11 yards. He's got 4 breakups. Let's see for his career what he's been up to. By far, it's going to be his best year this year. 8 breakups through his career. I like this kid, man. 6 foot, 196. Great, solid speed, great man coverage. He can really press. He just doesn't have the hands to catch, and his play rec needs some work. So we got 2 players at Ohio, and they're both impact players. First up is redshirt freshman D tackle Derek Guion. He's got 22 tackles so far, 4 TFLs, and a half a sack. This is a big fella, 6'6", 303. And it's just in his redshirt freshman season. But then there's Paul Jones, the tallest defensive end I've ever seen, 6'9", 270. He leads the team in tackles with 38. He's got 2.5 sacks, 11 TFLs on the season. This is his first year really getting some playing time. I think personally he's going to be one of the best defensive ends in the country in just 2 seasons. Great speed. The agility's there. He's got a elite finesse move. He just needs to work on his block shedding and his tackling. This kid is going to be something special by the time he gets ready to graduate. At Nebraska, there is Charles Williams, the 6'6", 233-pound tight end on the season. 15 grabs, 115 yards, and 5 touchdowns, which leads the team. He is a junior this year, and for his career, he's got 16 grabs, 5 touchdowns. That's all from this year. He's averaging 19 yards per game. Again, this is a great weapon. 6'6", 233 as a junior. Solid speed. Great route running. He can block as well. Okay, somebody we need to keep an eye on. Down in Aggie land, we have a quarterback in Isaiah Washington, the true sophomore. This year, 994 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He is their starting QB of the future. I think this kid is going to be something special for Texas A&M. Great speed. He's got a strong arm. The accuracy is going to get better with time. So is the elusiveness. We might have to keep an eye on Isaiah. I think we might have the Battle of A&M coming back up next season. So get ready, man. This kid might have something for us. And the last player we're going to take a look at today is Marvin Mackey, the free safety from North Carolina. 6'1", 212 this season, 17 tackles, 1 TFL. He's got 2 interceptions so far in the year, 6 breakups, no touchdowns. For his career, though, this is his only time really getting some playing time as a true sophomore. Another one of those guys, we might have to keep an eye on these kids, man. Some of these guys we're going to have to keep an eye on because they'll be declaring here in a few years, and they could end up on one of our pro teams' rosters. Looking at his player skills, though, this kid's going to be something special. 92 speed, 88 agility, 93 acceleration, great zone coverage. He's okay in man, great tackler. The hit power isn't there, but the pursuit, the press, and the jumping are, though. Okay, Marvin. So that's going to wrap it up for our bye week. It's time to hit the road, man. The next 2 games are on the road. We're heading down to SEC country this week to take on the 3-4 LSU Tigers. This should be an interesting game for us. We have done very well against like the higher tier teams like a Notre Dame and Washington this year, but we haven't played a SEC school in a few seasons. So this should be interesting. They are on a down year. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. We can't come out sluggish like we did against A-State. We have to come out and be ready to play from the time the first whistle blows. So this should be a fun one, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, though, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell, join the Noti Squad. And make sure you guys hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And come through and join the Discord fan for exclusive content. And we'll talk from the Bayou when we take on the 3-4 Tigers. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace. Big thank you to all the members of the channel and the Patreons. If you would like to become a member or a Patreon, hit the links down below in my description.